So earlier this week, the technology sector was rocked by a scandal involving one of the lead creators of the VR company Oculus Rift and currently the head of computer vision at Oculus Rift. Apparently, Dove Katz was out looking for some ho-ho-hos this Christmas and ended up getting arrested instead. So here's what the police report said. On December the 21st, the anti-crime team was working near Seattle in a place called Tukwila. At least I guess that's how you pronounce it. I'm not really sure, so sorry if I screwed that up. But they do want to make sure that you tuck your willy in Tukwila and not offer it out to little girls. They set up an offer on Backpage. If you're not familiar with Backpage, it's an ad listing service very similar to Craigslist. So you have all sorts of ads, from automotive to escort services to massages with happy endings. So Dove Katz just happened to come across this ad and he texted the number and he said, "Hey Santa." And the officer responded with, "LOL, hi you, what you looking for tonight?" Dove responds with, "Someone to cuddle with until tomorrow." Very sweet. Sounds like a really sensitive guy. So the two texted back and forth and discussed fees and what he was looking for. Dove said he wanted the girlfriend experience. I guess that was a package they were offering, and he wanted to stay overnight. Dove asked if she wanted to come over to his place, but she said she didn't have a license and was staying at the Embassy Suites. It's actually a really nice little hotel chain. So Dove said that he'd come to her and he asked, "Do you have a lot of condoms?" And the officer replied with, "Oh yeah, babe." Dove then asked, "How many times do you think you'll make me come?" Little did he probably know at that point that he wouldn't be coming at all that night and instead probably shitting his pants. So after they continue talking, Dove asks for a pic and says, "How old are you anyway?" And the officer responded with, "19, I'll send a pic." So Dove responded that he was 30, even though he's actually 38. So both of these people were lying to each other. It's only one person, though, who's at risk of going to prison. The officer then asks, "Are younger girls okay with you?" Dove says yes, more energy to keep up with. He's apparently been eating a lot of Snickers. The officer then responds, "Can I be honest with you? I'm new to all of this and a little younger than my ad says, but I promise you won't be disappointed. I'm 15, but please don't say anything, okay?" And Dove says, "Sure," and tells her she's cute based on the pic that she sent. Then, after they chatted a little bit longer, Dove asked, "How many condoms do you have?" "5, she says. "Can you get more? We will need more for sure." This guy's a little rabbit here. She asked if he can bring some, and he says he's not sure, which I don't understand why he couldn't bring his own little baby catchers because, he's an engineer. He's got plenty of dough. He's going to be blowing hundreds of dollars on this chick right here, so why not just stop by Walmart and just pick up some, But anyway, he says, "I just want to make sure that we have enough since we'll have 12 hours of play." They then agreed that he'd pay $350 for sex without a condom. The two then set a time for him to arrive at the Embassy Suites, at which point the arrest team took Dove into custody without incident. They found $600 on him, so apparently he was looking for some DLC there, and then charged him with commercial sexual abuse of a minor. As soon as the arrest started to take place, Dove exclaimed that he was actually there to rescue the girl and that he had planned on calling the police all along. The arresting officer informed him, though, that he should have contacted the police before he actually showed up. He has now been released on $125,000 bail. Now, some of you may be wondering, is this not entrapment? And I was actually wondering that myself, so I did a little bit of researching into it, because on one hand, the guy didn't go out looking for an underage girl. He was talking to somebody who he thought was 19 for a lengthy time, which of course would be legal, unless, I don't know, prostitution laws in Seattle, maybe it's still illegal, whether you're of age or not, to pay for sex. But then the police changed their story later on, and they said that they were an underage minor. So my understanding is the cops can set up a possibility or a scenario for a crime, like they could go leave, keys in a running car. They can't force you to go jack that car and try to steal it. They can't pressure you to commit a crime. But if they put out a scenario and then you willingly walk into that trap and you commit that crime, then that's not really entrapment. So they can put up the scenario, but they can't coerce you to commit that crime. And of course, he had all the opportunity in the world to say no, especially after she said that she was 15. He should have just said, I'm not interested anymore. Sorry, I'm going to go jerk it to some VR porn. But instead, he was going to go have sex with an underage girl, or at least who he thought was an underage girl. So anyways, if you want to go read more about it, links down below, including the police reports. It appears Dove Katz has suffered the same fate as his VR invention, which is a whole lot of hype and no climax. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.